We are living in an age of video games where indie games are getting bigger and AAA big budget games are getting smaller. As independent titles push the limits of gaming further and further, it trivializes the need for yearly franchises and bloated sequels. There's always going to be a market for FIFA 2035 or Call of Duty. What in the ever-loving... Did you know there are this many COD games? Who's out here buying the same game twice a year for $60 a pop? Anyway. These games have their fan bases, but as they continue to oversaturate the market with more and more of the same crap, even die-hard fans start to wonder if they're wasting their money. Now look at indie games. 10 years ago, indie games were generally seen as low quality. Every now and again you'd get a smash hit like Minecraft or Binding of Isaac, but for the most part, consumers would see this and direct their attention elsewhere. But nowadays, indie games have more and more begun to represent the lifeblood of the industry. Hollow Knight, Tunic, Gungeon, It Takes Two, Little Nightmares, as the range of tools and funding become more available to small studios, it gets easier to mistake an individual passion project for one assembled by a team of hundreds. Inscryption. This game was made by one dude using recycled assets and one hell of a lot of good ideas. Honest to God, this was easily one of the best games to come out of 2021. It's creepy, it's thrilling, it's gripping, and it is a gosh darn blast. 30 years from now, I'm still going to be recommending this to people and it's going to hold up just as well. With Devolver throwing money at any project that asks nicely, everything is possible for a couple friends with a good idea. And I haven't even gotten to the big dog of indie games. Boom! Deltarune, one of the most anticipated games of the decade and one of very few that's actually capable of delivering on its own hype. If you've played the first two chapters, you know what I'm talking about when I say this is one of the best single-player experiences out there. The only people I know who haven't played Deltarune are the ones who are waiting for the full release to happen first. Undertale defined a generation, and now, with the whole team behind them, Toby Fox and Temmie Chang are getting ready to bring an experience that people are going to be talking about for years to come. With indie titles pushing the envelope farther and farther on every release, with the medium becoming more and more accessible to up-and-coming designers, the industry dependence on major studios slips a little more with every new game. So how do big developers like Blizzard and EA continue to justify their own existence? I'm not making the case there's no place for big development teams, of course not, that's ridiculous. But a few years ago, people started to realize that some major studios were getting a little too comfy in their shoes. Derivative sequels, half-ass remasters, and risk-averse game design weren't super big deals at the time, but what people were worried about was where these decisions might lead. So here we are in 2022. What are these big studios up to now? Well, let's see. EA and CD Projekt Red delivered unplayable buggy messes, clearly with the intention of getting the games out fast rather than getting them out finished. Valve could give less of a rat's ass about their own games, letting TF2 fester in a purgatory of cheaters, bugs, and whatever this is. IOI delivered an underwhelming and uninspired finale to the Hitman series. Halo Infinite wasn't a bad game by any means, but even a lot of die-hard Halo fans found themselves a bit disappointed by what was supposed to be an ultimate revival of the series. And Overwatch 2. Overwatch 2. Oh man. Blizzard. I'm gonna level with you guys. You got off pretty damn easy after that shit you pulled, you know that? The fact that you're still making games means you probably got a better deal than you deserved. So here you are, looking down the road to a second chance. Overwatch was a pretty fun game and you could just sit down and dick around with some friends, so I'm guessing that's the direction for the second? I mean, you're not gonna get by just re-releasing the multiplayer. Don't make me laugh with that co-op mode crap, we already know that's gonna be a flop. Show me what's up, Blizzard. What are you gonna do to make Overwatch 2 a game for the people? Not just for sweaty weirdos who get pissed at people for picking the wrong character. Not just for esports wannabes, but a game for us chumps who just want to play for fun. What do you got stewing in that hive mind of yours to bring this franchise out of the festering tar pit that it's been wallowing in for 4 years? He's got a sweatshirt now. No, Blizzard. This is not a new game. I don't know when you decided that a seasonal update constitutes a new release, but I am not down with that. In fact, I would be insulted if this wasn't so hilariously pathetic. Actually, you know what? There's a good motto. I would be insulted if this wasn't so hilariously pathetic. I would be insulted if this wasn't so hilariously pathetic.
Just get out of here, you stupid, dumb animal!
What we are seeing right now is the tipping point of AAA games. These games didn't come out half-baked because of some sprawling industry-wide coincidence. This happened because a lot of major studios pushed their luck a little more with every new release to see how much they could get away with. They took something reasonable like, our game might ship with a couple small bugs, but we'll have them patched within a week, and they pushed it. Our game might have a few annoying bugs, but you can just ignore them, and they pushed it. Yeah, you might randomly die to no fault of your own whatsoever, but we'll have it patched in 2 years. And they pushed it all the way to 2022, and this is where it ends. Nobody's putting up with this anymore. These games will continue to fail until they stop pulling this crap. But the cool thing is, our favorite hobby isn't dependent on the success of these games. Because as long as we've got passionate people making stuff just because they can, we've got indie games. And as far as I'm concerned, that's all we need.